Hey guys, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in to Making It Work. I'm Jimmy. If you're new here and you're wondering, who's this guy? We're going to talk about the Avapow A68 jump starter. This thing is supposed to be a beast, 6,000 amps. Let's get out of the box and take a look. Comes with a nice case. Avapow, if you're not familiar with them, I've been seeing the brand around for a little while now, at least a few years. Seems to be something I review more than any other tool. Scan tools are a close second, but not very close. These are above and beyond. And now I've got one to try for myself. They did, this was sent to me to try out and do a review on. But honestly, if I try it and I don't like it, this video won't get published. So if you're seeing the video, that means everything went well. Let's get it out of the container here. Very hard case. I like the fact it's not a soft, flimsy case. Some of them come in like a canvas bag with no bracing. This is your cable adapter. Cables look a little light for something that's 6,000 amps. Of course, that when they say 6,000 amps, they mean a momentary maximum amperage. It doesn't mean that it can continuously flow 6,000 amps. It would melt those cables. So they need to be about three or four times thicker than that, at least, maybe more. Very well packaged, I'll tell you that much. It's got a bumper around it separate from the fact that it's in a protective case. The case is a little stiff, so possibly why they have that. I'm anxious to try this thing out. It's got a light. It isn't really very heavy compared to its appearance, you know, versus what you'd expect it to feel like in your hand. It's not really very heavy. Doesn't mean it's not going to be capable, but we will see. It has a carry handle. That's pretty cool. Even though it is pretty light, you probably could carry it like that just the same. But they went out of the way to give you a handle. There's the plug-in for the battery cable jumper portion. It also has a power outlet adapter, so something that's run by your car's cigarette lighter can be run on this as well. That's pretty cool. Got some more adapters in here, a charge cord, USB to USB-C. Very nice. Let's turn this button on, see what that does. Shows you the power level. It has a USB 2, USB 1, a Type-C input, and a DC output. And it does tell you which ones are going out, which ones are going in. So this is going to be to charge or to do a software update or anything like that, I would suppose. Let's see, model A68, 6,000 amp peak, DC output 12 volt, 10 amp, start voltage 12 volt, output 1, 2.4 amp, output 2, 3 amp, or 12 volts at 1.5 amp, input 5 volt, 3 amp, that's for charging, made in China. Do not start any engines that exceed the maximum displacement the jump starter can bear. Do not crank the engine for more than 3 seconds. Allow the jump starter to cool for at least 1 minute between each start attempt. Ensure the device is at least 50% charged before use. Let's see how we turn the light on. There it is. Sorry about the condition of this room. It's not really the best place for me to film a video about a product. Hold the button for about 3 or 4 seconds, maybe 3 seconds, and the light turns on. Hold it 3 seconds, the light turns back off. That's pretty cool. Pretty simple, even I can understand it. We'll get this thing hooked up. The clamps look really well made though. Pretty sturdy, heavy spring. Double rows of teeth in there on both of them. I will say it's a little bit awkward how this plugs in at the side here instead of in the front somewhere, but doesn't mean it's not going to perform. Just means you have to be careful not to break stuff. It's definitely a little bit awkward. These cables are incredibly short. These cables should probably be at least 50% longer than they are, because this is going to barely reach across the battery terminals. We'll try it out. Don't be too hard on it just yet. Avapow, 6,000 amp. I wish it had some kind of a meter to tell you voltage. When you hook it to the car, it's not going to tell you what the car's battery condition is at the time. I mean, it feels like it's pretty robust. This is like a hard rubber, almost plastic. It could be plastic even, but let's see. It slides on the table a little bit, so it's like a hard plastic. Let's get this monster in the shop and see what it's capable of. We gotta do something with all of these, like this door. We have to come up with something for that. Comes with the instructions. Short but sweet instruction book. We like that. We always like direct and to the point instruction books, not the, I hate when they come with a little book that no one really ever reads. But definitely we're taking a glance through this, see some of the features, talking about the cords and connections, how to jump start a car if you're not sure, or a motorcycle. This says 6,000 amps, which these tend to be always overrated. I'm not sure why they do it. I guess for competition, because if your competitor's doing it, you have to do it, otherwise you don't sell your product. In reality, if it's 1,600 amps, it would be pretty good. These cables are kind of small, but we're going to see how it works in the shop. That's the main thing. It doesn't really matter how something's rated, or, I mean, that gets you to buy it, probably, but what really matters is performance in use. So we're going to try it in the shop, get this thing buttoned back up here. We'll put it to use. We'll see how it performs in the shop, and then we'll come back and tell you our final thoughts at the end of the video. Stay tuned. I was going to charge it up, and then I remembered I needed to try this out. So that's what we're doing. Another thing I'm concerned about is how short these cables are, but we can make it work. It's not that they don't reach across a battery. It's just, where do you put the tool? All right, let's try it. Because it ran out of gas and was towed in for a no start, so now I have to crank it to get gas from the fuel tank in the front to the engine in the back. It's like an 8-foot long fuel line, so we'll see. We'll keep trying it. Make sure that the old jump box, the instructions do say only to crank it for 3 seconds, but runs. Let's go jump start another car with this Avapow 6,000 amp jump box. Customer put a new battery in it, and they said it went dead and the car won't start again. Let's go in and see if it'll start. I tried cranking it before, hooking it up, and nothing happened. Yeah. Alright, it's not the battery, it's a starter problem. But we eliminated one possibility. Alright guys, final thoughts on the Avapow A68 6,000 amp jump box. I'm going to have to say, on a 1 to 10, I'd probably give this about a 6. My only real concerns, I'd probably rate it a lot higher if these cables were longer, and if this was a little bit off to the side or somewhere where it was easy to get to. It's a strong little box. It cranked that Corvair quite a while. It says in the instructions only to crank 3 seconds, and I kept that thing cranking much longer than that. I wanted to test this box out to see, and it didn't start to slow down for quite a while. So it's pretty powerful. I'm not sure if it's 6,000 amps, but it's a pretty powerful jump box. Anybody with a V8 or smaller gasoline engine, probably. It says it'll start some diesels. I didn't get a chance to try it on a diesel truck. We didn't have any come in with a dead battery. This is reality TV, so it didn't happen. We didn't get to put that in the video. But if I do get a chance to use it on one like that, we will try it, and we'll show you how that goes. In a day in a shop video, this will appear once in a while. I'll use it. It's a good tool. I can recommend it if you're looking for something that's light duty for jump starting your car. It's probably really useful as a power bank. I didn't try that to charge a phone or anything with it yet, but it does come with the cords to do that kind of thing. If you have an Apple phone, you need the adapter with the Apple connector on the other end. I'm going to say as far as power, compared to other ones I've tried, it's probably about a 7 in a 1 to 10 scale. So keep that in mind. There'll be a link down in the description below if you want to try one of these out for yourself. This would be great for something if you're going to go camping or hiking and you have a car taking you to an event like that where you're going to have to park it all day and come back at the end of the day you could have a dead battery. This is going to be perfect to have in the trunk. And if you're going to be camping, the power supply, the light for nighttime. So there's plenty of good uses for this tool. Even in the shop, I think it was pretty good. I think it's a decent tool. I just find this a little bit awkward and the cable's too short. But other than that, it's a good option for a jump box. Hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget there's tons more on the channel's main page if you want to check some of those out. Hope I see you there. You're awesome.